The kids loved this obstacle course we set up in the driveway yesterday. They were out there for over an hour. What I like about it is it teaches them a lot of skills without me having to do any talking. So we started with some zigzag cones here to get them weaving in and out of the obstacles. I used bike pumps because I have a lot of those. I don't have any cones, but you could use paint cans or anything that won't blow away. Blocks of wood would work. You can see how their eyes are looking far ahead of their front wheel, which is nice for a change. Next up is the extension cord path in and out of the garage. Rope would work really well for this, but I have extension cords here, so we use that. This gives them two boundaries to stay within, which is good practice for single track or trail etiquette, how to stay in their lane so they don't cut off their friends. There's a lot of possibilities here. You could set up different configurations, make it narrower, wider, add some chicanes, but they loved it. Kids love Teeter Totters. Make sure you put your pivot point or your fulcrum offset, not in the center, so you don't have to rebuild your Teeter Totter. I set mine off about 6 inches from center. Our box has a wide ramp leading up to the top of it for those balance bikes, and then a pretty skinny ramp on the way down. You can get really narrow on that. You'd be surprised what they can do.
What happened? Oh boy. Try it again.
Switching over to the pedal bike, we spread out the obstacle course a little bit, starting with the zigzag cones. I slowed the video down here. But you can see his head looking way far ahead of his bike to the next turn. That's something we try to teach the kids on the team. The zigzag cones going through the trees. We're going to use that skill a lot, looking ahead of the turn. Going into the garage on the extension cord path, didn't have to change anything here. Trickier on a pedal bike because it is harder to balance with your feet on the pedals, especially with a coaster brake, but he managed it. So, of course, you could change that any way you wanted.
I'll get you when you come back.
Approaching the Teeter Totter, I changed that chain barrier so he could get a straighter run into it, so he could learn a little bit about momentum. He's going to need to carry more speed to get this bike up and over the high point of that Teeter Totter. I gave him a little push there. First time he tried it, didn't have enough speed. Learned about momentum. So after some practice, he got this.
There you go.
And that same momentum that he learned about is going to carry him up these ramps, up and down the box.
Nice
and that,
work.
of course, is going to translate real well to the trails. So there you go. Just a couple minutes to set it up. And the kids played on it for 2 hours, learned a ton. Hopefully you can do the same. It doesn't take much space, doesn't take a lot of resources, just a bunch of stuff I pulled out of the garage, really. If you can get some practice in on that, the kids are going to have a lot more fun out in the woods when we get a chance to all ride again soon.